Okay, I'll just try to give a few highlights of what happened on that day. So it was now for my flat. It was around 3:30 a.m. Yeah. So we were sleeping. I've been in this country. I was actually in UAE for. I was about to make 8 years. So I had stayed in security for 7 years and 8 months. Yeah. So I was hoping to complete my last contract and see what to do next because I was always passionate about fitness. So I was doing my courses and all this, and I was planning to move to something else. So anyway, to cut the story short, and on 25th June, we were sleeping. So for me, like at that time, I was coming from the bathroom for short call. Then I heard in the neighborhood, in the next rooms in my flat, I heard police, and they were just banging and breaking the doors because they had like something like it was like a metallic. So it was a SWAT. I think they are SWAT team with a lot of gears, with guns, with all this. I was like, what happened? So I peeped like this. I looked. I saw a lot. It was like a movie. I was scared. So I thought maybe because like we were neighbors to some of the new guys who were Nigerians, or like maybe they did something. Maybe they killed someone, or the building is on fire, and that's what came to my mind. So when I opened, I peeped like this. I went back inside, and the guy shouted, "No, come, 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 come!" Then I went running to my bed. So I was even completely naked, and then suddenly they also came running good enough. We had not closed the door, so they just went inside like that. We were just shocked. You see people with guns, with GRs. You have about five of them. They are just pulling down the curtains, shouting, and jumping on everyone. So like, what happened? Put on, yalla, yalla, yalla. Just I was even walking out naked, and he was like, no, no, just put on whatever you can. So I put on my short and got one small shirt from there. Yeah. So it was like that. Then the rest of my guys, I was staying with my other colleagues who were also in my company. Three in my company. So one guy was in night shift. So for him, he survived that. So they took all of us like that out. They were kicking us. So they moved us into the corridor. When we reached, everyone is there, is assembled there. Ladies are naked. All this, it was. So we were all scared and confused. And they just said, put here your phone and your ID. From there, they just handcuffed us. They put us down on our knees, and that was it. So I think I was going to ask something. They had these electric shocks. The guy gave me one, and I just kept quiet. So that was it. From there, after handcuffing all of us, they took us through the staircases, all of us in one line, kicking us, doing whatever. So we were like, everyone had a different perspective in their minds. So we moved, we reached downstairs. We found, actually, we were thinking maybe it's just from our flat. Then we found everyone, like everyone. All were Africans, all were Africans. The cameras, all the on the reception, like especially on the lobby side, they pulled everything down. The street lights were out. We are reaching, you're in a boxer. Some of the ladies were just in their underwears, some of them in night dresses. Men are just naked. It was crazy. And all they were doing, they had their cameras, they are taking us photos, like we were just criminals. So they moved us straight to the buses. They had assembled all of them down, and that was it. No one said anything. It was just like a dream. And they started driving. Maybe because from my building they raided about 5 flats, so there were about 6 buses, and they moved us to Khalidia CID, the CID headquarters. So when we reached there, we stayed in the buses handcuffed, nothing. They are not saying anything. Then one guy moved through with one picture asking, this guy. We said no. What is happening? They said no, just shut up. We kept quiet because no one could say anything. You understand? Like there was no one, because these people, they were very cruel. They were very harsh. They were very harsh. They were just beating us like we didn't know what had happened. So from there they moved us. They took us to Al-Watba prison. So immediately when we reached, we are in line. They put us in our knees. Same in the line again, in our knees. The handcuffs were squeezing us. You could not even ask, like, please, I'm dying. They could just jump on you and kick you. So we were just there. Then we went in and checked in. Like that, we are still wondering what is happening. They are recording our names like this, like this. We went to the next room. Then it's time to get the uniforms. They strip you, put on off your clothes. If you say but what, the guys jump on them. They just tear them. They kick you down. Oh my God, it's so unbelievable. I'm telling you. Yeah. So it was like that. They make you squat like this, open your mouth, raise your legs. They were just even like bullying us and making fun of us and laughing. So from there, they gave us uniforms. They took us to one of the cells, and we were about 60, and they just mixed us up. Whether you have COVID or no, they were not even caring. So yeah, they put us in that too much AC. There is nothing you can say. So we just stayed there, and we were wondering what was happening and waiting to hear from them. Then we stayed for like a day, being treated like, like we had just, maybe we were just like terrorists. I cannot even imagine what kind of treatment was that. Yeah, so we waited. We waited for like 2 days. 2 days. Yeah, so we started making noise, like we want to go, we want to go, we want to go. So when we started shouting, they never gave us even soap, even toothbrush or anything. They just gave us one uniform, and we were like that. So when we started shouting and making noise, we want to go, they came, they lied to us. Now we are taking you for investigation. And they put us in chains, all of us, because everything, they were handling us in chains. So they put us in chains, both legs and arms. And after assembling all of us, even in the next room, that was it. They just closed. They were just coming like 30, with everything well equipped, as if, like anti-riot police, like we were just going to beat them, or we were the threat. So they came inside, they chained us, and they left. We stayed in chains for 3 days. We had some old guys who just even who put on themselves. We could not we could you could not sleep. You would just try to lie down. You see people falling, who are traumatized, who are stressed, who are scared, and we didn't know what was going to happen next. Yeah, so even so, when it came even to like food, everything, they were just, bringing. And you imagine you're 60 people, you don't know each other, they would just come and, throw it inside. So we tried to refuse food for like 2 days. No, they never even cared. We tried as much as we can to at least let's refuse their food. We refused that, nothing. Then until like after 3 days, they came and we begged them, at least please, please, we are dying in chains. Now they came and unhandcuffed us. Then they started taking group by group for to their offices, and when we reached, they were asking us they were asking us about prostitution, women trafficking. That those were the cases they were charging us: prostitution, women trafficking, and alcohol. So they asked, any massage, or you see any people doing massage? We said no. If you want massage, even the places you raided, there are no people for massage. You never found, we are staying like this, you never found anyone. You never found anyone with, let's say, a can of alcohol. You didn't find. Everyone is having that documents. Everyone is so like, what is the reason for coming, bringing us here and asking us about massage? No, they say this is okay. I told the officer I have been in security for 7 years and a half now, and all we are doing is work hand in hand with the security, police, and all this. We are the people who are on the ground working. How comes this time they are choosing us of this? He just said that's the way it is. Yeah, so it was like that for everyone. And later they sent us back to the cells. They lied to us. We are trying to do investigation, and after some time we will get out the bad guys and we will send you back. So we waited hopelessly. No soap, no toothbrush. We were even smelling. Yeah, for like 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, when they started changing us to other rooms after 2 weeks, that's when they gave us the first soap. And yeah, so we started showering, and they moved us to different rooms. Still, they were lying to us. Like there was no one to even tell you what is actually happening. We would ask and ask, and you just be there hopeless. At least, okay, if you're tired of us, okay, send us back to our countries. If we have done anything, okay, take us to court, charge us so we can know what is happening. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I think on the fourth week, that's when they started saying, now it's deportation. Deportation, what have we done? Then they would just they would just appear. Now this time is for who is giving your ticket, where is your passport, where is your this. And so some of the guys got a chance to go back to their rooms and correct the passport. Others, they were just they were not allowed to go there, so those ones they had to arrange their travel documents and all this. So I think after like 1 month and a week, that's when they gave us toothpaste and another set of uniform to change. And there we lost hope completely, because like, you have been positive, maybe like, okay, maybe something has happened, but why? Like after 1 week or 2 weeks, after 3 weeks, after 4 weeks, you're still investigating. When ask officers, the way they were treating us were like, yeah, this is the proper image of what they do when you're behind the walls. So we accepted everything. We were just treated the way they just treated us, like trash, completely like trash, like some people who are just useless. Okay, we are not locals. we have where we belong, we have where we come from, we have families, we have people are worried. At least allow us a chance to communicate to our people. They said, okay, we shall see, we shall arrange, and nothing happened. So after like 1 month and 2 weeks, they started deportation, and they deported the people who were like on visitor visas. So, and to us who actually had genuine papers, it became like we were the problem. Because if you're okay, we thought like maybe okay, now maybe they are taking these ones, we might get a chance to do what, to go back to our jobs. Because at the end of it all, we realized there was nothing we could do. Maybe okay, whatever has happened, we can just pick up from there, and you know, because all we had come to do was to look for jobs, you understand. So we did that, we waited, and the story ended like that. For me, I think I was released after exactly 2 months. Exactly 2 months. And we would just wait, and you wait until you hear your name. That's it. For the next 2 months, there was nothing, no hope, nothing. You would not even have anyone to talk to. They just left this security. The water was just this tap water, very dirty. Some of these coolers had not been in, used for some time. So they just put us in those rooms, and the water was completely dirty. Even if you complained, there was nothing, and you had nothing to do other than drinking their water. Yeah, so the medicine, for the part of medicine, personally, I got sick. And I had to just try to do some small exercise, to rely on food and small stuff to recover from that. People cried, people, you know, who were like, maybe we just pray to survive as long as we are still here. There was no medicine. The doctor he came like maybe 3-4 times in the whole time that we were there, and he would only bring Panadols. We had one small guy, Nigerian, who had the heart surgery. So for him, he was only using medicine. He had the medicine he was taking. So that same guy, at least he's the only person who would be fighting for, because the guy told us if at all he doesn't get his medicine, it would mean he would be going back for heart surgery again, because from the prescription of his doctor. The guy begged, and after some time, that's when they accepted to take him for checkup, and they found it was true. Then they started to bring him some medicine sometime, but it would also be a war. Sometimes he would have to get water and splash it through the ventilator of the toilet into the AC machines, and would bang the doors and make a lot of noise until they bring his medicine. For the doctor to come, it would still be a war. And when he would come, because we knew if he would come to, and that was maybe in my cell where we had that guy who was sick, and the rest of the people, they were not getting even that Panadol, because the only thing they would bring is he would come with maybe about 6 pieces of Panadol with that other guy's medicine. So people would be all wanting medicine, like medicine. People were out of order, people were going mad, people were losing themselves, and it was horrible. There is no we can express it in words. And so that guy was released also after like 1 month and 1 month and 2 weeks. Yeah, that's when they let him go. So then after that, the doctor also stopped. Yeah, he stopped coming, and yeah, we just had to survive like that. People were crying, people had blood pressure, we had old men who were almost dying, people were fainting. Sometimes we would be the same people to be the doctors in the prison, because even if you called, and they would not allow, they would just look at you like this. And even when anyone comes, they would just speak Arabic, and when you try to explain, they just walk away. And once they confirmed it was deportation, no one really cared about anything. They were just seeing us like trash. Yeah, so we just prayed for our freedom. Like, we did not want anything else other than, because like we had not seen the sun for more than 6 weeks. Yeah, because we last saw the sun when we went for these biometrics and investigation, and that was it. We and investigation which was actually not there, because our information was very clear. I'm staying here, this is my ID, this is my company, this is where I'm staying. If there is anything against me, tell it to me. There was nothing. But all they told us was the order came, it says everyone should be deported. Okay, okay, if there is deportation, deport us. That is okay. Because at the moment, all we want is deportation, it's okay. After all, you're sending us back to our countries. And also, that one was impossible. All they did was just to punish people psychologically, no medicine, nothing. We are just surviving like dogs there. A dog where you just throw food, and even dogs are not treated like this time. So yeah, we waited until that time, and for me it was exactly after 2 months. That's when I was just sleeping like around 11, and the guy came and read my name. I went there. Of course, in chains, we reached the office. They were even planning to deny me my mobile phone, because, like, that's all I was left with. I begged. They gave us clothes of people. You cannot imagine. If you saw my dress I was putting on, it was, I don't know where they picked it, very dirty and smelly. Went in chains. We reached Dubai airport. Like that, they checked us in and let us go. Yeah, so yeah, that's how we managed and went to Kenya. In Kenya, I spent about 8 hours in transit waiting for my next flight, but that I didn't care about anything else. I only wanted to see my freedom. And yeah, that is it. When we reached here, trying to contact people in our rooms and all this, they said no, they just sold everything. They just raided everything. So we did not even secure anything from there. Anything apart from, like, maybe these old clothes, the rest of the things, other valuables, nothing, completely nothing. And we went back to zero like that. Yeah, that's how we are surviving. People cried, and there was nothing to do. People lost money, people lost valuables, people lost their jobs, people lost their dreams, people lost, families were destroyed for no reason, people lost hopes. You cannot even understand it for sure. But it was terrible. Just waking up, you have never ever even killed a mosquito in a country for all the time you have been there, and you just wake up in chains, in jail, and imprisoned for 2 months. No reason, nothing, no explanation, just because you're an African and your country doesn't matter. That's what happened, and here we are.